Welcome, juniors. My name is Emily Rousseau, one of the counselors at South Eugene High School. Today I'm going to overview some junior year essentials. Junior year is a really unique time in your high school career where you can take stock and inventory of what you know about yourselves and your interest and match that knowledge to your academic standing and fill in the gaps as needed. There are so many resources available to you, and through this really brief presentation, we just want to go over some of the things that you're going to be doing this year as juniors to help get you set up for senior year and post-graduation. So it's certainly a time to think about academics and have your eye on graduation. Talk a little bit about some of the activities that juniors do this year, and then, of course, the resources as well that are available to you. So it's a really good time to take stock and just be really aware of credit requirements. So you've seen this chart before. You know that to get your Oregon diploma, you need 24 credits in a variety of subject areas. I always like to highlight language arts because you do need to pass language arts all 4 years. A couple of other things that are new to our graduating class of 2027 and beyond are some additional graduation requirements of the civics course, which is zero point 0.5 credits. And then you'll also see the personal finance course is zero point 0.5 credit. And then a higher ed and career path skills course, zero point 0.5 credit. So these are all graduation requirements for our students. And our juniors will be and seniors will be taking courses within these divisions. If you're an IHS student, your higher ed and career path and personal finance will be built into your IHS seminar class. If you're a classic student, you'll be scheduled into those classes. So we'll talk more a little bit about them. The curriculum guide is always available, and this chart is always available on the South Eugene High School website and in Student View. And you can also check to see where you are in your credits. So you can always meet with a counselor, and you will meet with your counselor this year to go over your transcript and look at credits, but just know you always are able to access this on your own. So you can see your credits in Student View under Course History. So you just click the little details on the top right. You can see that green arrow pointing to that tiny little bar. And you can also look for your GPA. So you'll see your cumulative GPA and your weighted cumulative. And this is an important number to keep track of. I think that it's helpful to know, and we'll talk about this again, that your junior year transcript is what universities see. So when you do your applications, you'll be sending your transcript up to and including junior year. But there's different university entry requirements based on GPA, as well as different scholarship requirements. So highly select universities are going to be looking for a much higher GPA. It's also good, those of you who are considering LCC or an Oregon Community College, which offers just incredible opportunities. Um, Please know that there's the Oregon Promise Grant, and that has a minimum of a 2.0 GPA. So you want to make sure that your GPA is above that if you're planning on going to LCC or community college and want to apply for that pretty awesome tuition grant. So grades, of course, are really important in junior year. As I mentioned, your universities will be um, looking at your grades from ninth, 10th, and junior year. So it does matter the courses you take, and you want to be in classes that you are challenged in and that you'll do well in. So that's a really important indicator. You want to make sure you're enjoying your high school experience and also that you're successful in your classes. If you're taking classes that are feeling over your head, you want to talk to your counselor about that. You can see there that universities are going to have different expectations as well. So those of you who are thinking about a four-year college, it's really helpful to know that as far as academic grades go, they are looking for A's, B's, and C's. So they will not count D's toward their entry requirements. Students are able to retake a class in high school, to replace that D or that F with a higher grade. And then it's also important to know that four-year colleges have certain language requirements. For instance, University of Oregon requires 2.0 credits of the same world language. So it would be like Spanish 1 and Spanish 2, French 1 and 2. right? Some universities want those 2 years, but it could be of different. It could be a year of Japanese and then a year of French. So if you are going to the University of Oregon, you want to make sure and be mindful, do you have 2 credits of the same world language by the time you graduate? Okay. Likewise, some four-year colleges will require a full credit of visual or performing arts. So if you're looking at California specifically, they are going to be looking for kind of some specific arts credits. So it's a good time to start exploring if you feel like you know which state you might be interested in going to school in, or even better, some universities that pique your interest. Start to look at those entry requirements. They change every year, and yet it's still something that you can kind of start to sink in and take a look at what that how that aligns with your current transcript. So you can also look at your grades in student view. You can go through and look through all of your grades. You can also meet with your counselor, of course, and take a look at your transcript together. So junior year, you'll also have essential skill requirements. So in order to graduate, you'll have personal learning skills in both junior and senior year. So in junior year specifically, I mentioned the higher ed and career path course. If you're a classic student, you'll be taking this. It's a really fabulous course that will give you an opportunity to explore pathways and opportunities and supports both locally, and kind of throughout. If you're in IHS, you'll be doing the junior seminar paper, so that will sort of count and contribute to your higher ed and career pathway credit. Everybody in second semester will do the junior interview. So we'll talk more about this as well, but junior interview is a great time to, you'll make an appointment specifically with your counselor, and you'll really start to comb through that transcript and start talking about courses for senior year and some future goals. So senior year, just so you know, so you can kind of check, see what's coming ahead, that in senior year, everyone, all seniors will again sit down with their counselor and have a senior interview. And this is a really important time to set up. If you're applying to four-year universities, we ensure you have everything you need for applications, and that you'll receive something called the purple packet, which will clearly detail and walk you through the steps of application. We'll help you with Zello. We'll also talk about goals and opportunities and scholarships that might be out there for you. So senior interview is definitely a work session where we sit down together and make your plans and your thoughts and your possibilities that you've dreamed up during junior year into a reality. Okay, so classic students, we'll also talk about our senior experience. Maybe you've done a CTE program or a Kelsey program, or you're an AVID or IOP, or you're just doing something fabulous to kind of prepare for your postgraduate life. So we'll talk about that senior experience. And in IHS students, you do that through your senior seminar, extended essay, and CAS. So that's just a little looking ahead, but really this year is all about planning, preparation, exploring, and making sure that we're on track for graduation. So again, just a little bit about that required course. So if you are a classic junior, you will have this course either in semester 1 or semester 2 of junior year. Some of you are already in it, some of you will take it. If for any reason you're not seeing it in your schedule, you definitely want to meet with your counselor and see about moving something around so it can fit. We know some of you have really rigorous schedules and it's hard to add another class, but this is highly, highly recommended, as it fits perfectly in alignment with planning and thinking about those applications and postgraduate goals. So in this course, you're going to talk about all things higher ed and career. You'll have visits from counselors. You'll talk a little bit about employability and communication and different opportunities in the community. And of course, you'll explore Zello, which is our career platform, college and career platform, and also the platform you'll use to apply and get letters of rec and request transcripts and things like that in your senior year. So it's an important class. It meets a graduation requirement, and classic juniors, you should make sure that it is in your schedule. Couple of other things to be aware of in this time of exploration is just making sure you realize all that is offered to you junior year. You can hear things in the announcements. You're getting class of 2027 emails. We absolutely encourage you to look at those emails from the amazing Lori Souter. Look for those announcements because there's college and career presentations all the time in the College and Career Center. There's individuals stopping by to answer questions and share information about programs. We have a fabulous College and Career Center. If you need information about maybe taking a gap year or apprenticeships or information about college or FAFSA, there's a lot of great people there who are there to help. You might consider connecting with Connected Lane County for a mentorship or to talk about local businesses and industry. So we have a lot of um, internships or apprenticeship connections and information. We have presentations by University of Oregon professors through U of O SAIL. Likewise, if you're just interested in hearing about college, you can chat with some college students through U of O SAIL. And then certainly it's always something to think about, and you'll meet with your counselor to talk about this. But if summer school is something that we want to do to set you up well for senior year, then that's something that we'll do in May and June. We try to keep everything in one place because we know that it's a busy time and you get a lot of communications and emails. But did you know that you have your own class page? So if you go to the South Eugene High School website under students and class pages, you'll see the class of 2027. And this really is a one-stop shop where you can get everything that you need, all of the links, all of the resources, the videos. We just want to make sure that all the opportunities are in one place for you. So please bookmark this, have it on your computer, use it, visit it. It's an exciting time to explore, and this is a great place to look when you have some free time as well. Likewise, the College and Career Center has a page that has everything you need from financial aid, steps to going abroad, even scholarships that might become available to juniors at the end of the year. So it is just a really impressive array of supports for you. So definitely check them out. It's at your fingertips. You can bookmark them and just know that they're there. We'll be using them for our junior and senior interviews as well. Okay. Um, Additionally, South and 4J are teaming up to provide exceptional hands-on exploration of possible career paths. Junior year is all about getting out and seeing what's out there and exploring. So many of you know that we have our College Now classes and our individual CTE courses where you can kind of concentrate on a career technical field. So things like child development and culinary and computer information systems, graphic design, media arts taught by expert teachers. Um, but also we have our 4J Kelsey program. So this is juniors and seniors who are interested in electing to take half of their schedule off campus so they can participate in either a Humanitech engineering program, Power Ed for students who are interested in education, Future Build, which is hands-on construction industry, and then Creative Currents, which is a media and digital design studio. These are fabulous opportunities to engage in high-wage employable skills, and it's just an exciting time to realize that all of these things start to open for juniors and seniors once those cores have been checked off. So definitely consider it, talk to your counselors about it. And junior interview is one of those great places to talk about these things. So just starting second semester, nothing you need to sign up for now, but starting second semester. Okay, so at the very end of January, this will kind of pop up on our scheduling page, but you are going to make a 45-minute meeting essentially with your counselor. Don't get worried about the term interview. It's really a discussion about you and what you're hoping and what your plans are, and making sure that we are giving you all of the possibilities and options that are out there. So we'll develop a graduation course plan, and we'll talk about your senior courses. We'll connect you to resources. We'll talk about If there's some credit recovery that you need, we will make sure that you get what you need. So it is a really important and also kind of fun time to connect with your counselor one-on-one, where you get to really kind of share where you're at. And if that's, you're still exploring or you have a clear path, whichever stage you're at, that's exactly where we're going to meet you. So we will kind of fill out this transcript together of what you need. We'll mail it home as well with your transcript. And again, you'll make that appointment starting second semester at the very, very end of first semester. So nothing you need to worry about now, but just know that it's coming and it's a good thing. Okay. So just a few other things about credits and post-grad planning. Maybe just kind of think about when it comes to credits, what are your goals? Is it a 2-year college? Is it a 4-year college versus selective college? These things, just even if in your mind, if you want to keep all doors open, that's wonderful. If you want to, if you kind of feel like you're headed in one or two of those directions, then certainly when we talk during our junior interview, we'll be able to steer you into those directions and just be able to make sure you're aligned. Again, when it comes to grades, junior year is the most current grades colleges will see when you apply. So again, I can't stress this enough. We want you in classes that you're happy in, that you find challenging and enjoyable, but also that you're successful in. Many scholarships and admissions award based on GPA and academic rigor more than test scores now. So, a lot of schools are not necessarily they don't want their test blind to the SAT and ACT. They want to take a look at that transcript and GPA. So if you're concerned about that now, then absolutely check in with your counselor and we can help. If you do see your transcript on Student View and you see that there's something maybe not quite aligning, Melinda Shull is our awesome registrar and her email is there. She's able to kind of help troubleshoot any transcript issues if something's not showing up and you think it should be, or something's there and it shouldn't be. So just know that she's there. So this is just a timeline to kind of walk you through now until the end of September. I'm sorry, semester one. So that's the end of January. You want to make sure that you check your credits and make any adjustments to your schedule. So if you feel like you have, even after junior year, you're going to need 1.5 or 2.0 language arts, it's hard to do more than a full credit per year. So that's definitely something you want to check in with your counselor. If anything feels off, please come during those drop-in times or make an appointment so we can look it over together. If you have incompletes, you know that you need to work with your teacher to complete them. If you have any incomplete semester one as well, after 9 weeks, it will revert to that F or that original grade. So definitely something you want to pay attention to. You'll work on fulfilling your personal learning graduation requirements in your higher ed and career path class. You can visit South College and Career Center anytime and explore resources. And again, starting in January, you'll schedule that junior interview. For second semester, you'll use information from that junior interview to forecast senior year classes. So that's going to be an important part. You really want to make sure that senior schedule aligns with your goals and your plans and your interests. So we can explore things like South CTE programs, internships, CalC programs. Some of you in junior year will want to take the SAT or ACT. Many four-year colleges and universities continue to be test blind or test optional. So you can research and sign up for the SAT via College Board, and you can do some preliminary research into the universities to see if they do require that. NHS applications are due in the spring. And something else just to be aware of, really toward the end of second semester, if you are applying to four-year colleges as seniors, then you will want to be mindful about talking in person with two teachers, no more than two, just two teachers at most for recommendation letters. So more on that, but it's something to just keep in mind. Some universities will not require them, such as OSU or U of O. Some will require maybe one, some will require up to two. So really you only need a maximum, if that, of two teacher recommendations. But as we do get closer to that time, just know that you're going to want to connect with those teachers in person to make that request. And then as needed, there's always summer school, just making sure you're set up for senior year. And then over summer, you'll receive that mailing with your transcript and junior classes, um, and a copy of your junior interview summary. If you need to attend summer school, you'll do that. Many of you will have access through to Zello from that point, so you might do some additional research on post-grad plans and maybe even attend some college visits or campus tours. You'll start to compile a list of activities and services and awards. If you have kind of a resume or an activity list, it's much, much easier to be able to do things like the Common App and apply for scholarships because you have everything in one place. So it's kind of time to start gathering your resources and being as organized as possible. Um, in late August, again, we're going kind of far ahead here in our timeline, but you'll check your senior schedule to make sure that your classes match that graduation plan. Okay, and of course, you know, the first couple weeks of classes, we do schedule changes, so things can still change. Your goals can still change over summer, and your counselors will be there to help guide you through any of those changes as well. Okay, so we'll talk more about Zello in our senior interview, but just know that there's a lot of support in those first couple of months of senior year, making sure you're on track for, you know, early applications or whatever kind of pathway you decide for that those graduation goals. So that was a lot of information, but as sort of a recap, um, you know that your counselors are available every single day for drop-in times. So we have the drop-in times there, and counselors by Alpha. If you have any concerns with your transcript, you can talk to your counselor or you can reach out to Melinda Schull, our registrar. And then many of you probably have known the very friendly Jessica. She's our counseling secretary and amazing at helping answer questions. So please feel free to say hi to her when you're in the counseling center if you have questions. And then Lori Souter is our amazing college and career support. You'll get to know her. She sends out fabulous emails. Class of 2027, please start reading them. It's just chocked full of opportunities that we don't want you to miss. So junior year is exciting, and it will go by in a flash. And we want to make sure that you're feeling prepared for those next steps. So we look forward to seeing you in your higher ed class. We look forward to seeing you in drop-in times, and we really look forward to sitting down with you for those junior interviews to kind of go over all of this again, one by one. All right, good luck and thank you.